Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. Today we're going to talk about Cardano and its native token ADA. If you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and also check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. Let's go ahead and jump in. So ADA is coming in hot at just over $1.30. At the time of this video, it's actually at 132. We're at 132 right now. And so we want to discuss the implications of a potential $2 ADA. Okay, so I'm conservative with my price predictions, but I could see a $5 to $10 ADA this market cycle. And we want to first take a look at a huge milestone, which would be a modest $2 ADA. So what would the implications of a $2 ADA be? Well, let's go look at the ADA Ether valuation, because we've seen the ADA Ether valuation come up all the way to this level before. And from the current valuation, that would mean another 94%. So you can see that ADA ETH right now is at 72,713. So if we were to go to our trusty friend over here, Wolfram Alpha, and we were to say 72,213, 72,213, and we wanted to say go to what the price of Ethereum is, it's at 1814. Okay, 1814. So we know that by doing that, by simply multiplying these two prices, we should basically get back the current valuation of ADA, which it does. It's about $1.31, $1.32. However, what would it be if ADA were $2, right? What would that be? Well, one of the things we can look at is we can take a look at the ADA Ether valuation. If we were to go to this point, what would that put us at? That would take us to 141,233. Okay, so let's change this to 141,233. So if the ADA Ether valuation were to go back to this level, which it has not hit since January of 2018, then we, at the current valuation of Ethereum, mind you, right, at the current valuation of Ethereum, then we could be looking at a modest $2.50 ADA. Okay, now this is contingent on Ethereum's valuation staying constant. So if Ethereum's valuation does not stay constant, then obviously our little stoichiometry there would be subject to change. And I'm just talking about, if you take ADA USD, or sorry, if you take ADA Ether, right? If you take ADA Ether, and then you multiply this by Ether USD, does anyone go back to Chem 101? Was anyone paying attention back then? You just sort of cross these off, and then you get your ADA USD valuation. So simple stoichiometry, Chem 101, take you back to middle school or high school. So here we are, we're looking, right now we're looking at a 133 ADA, in fact. And so for us to get to a $2 ADA, just looking at the USD valuation, let's throw that on the chart. What would we need to do from our current price? Well, if we were to take a measured move up, we would be looking at I gotta look here, way right there. We would be looking at another 50% move. So if ADA could go up another 50% or so, we'd be looking at a $2 ADA. So we looked at the ADA Ether valuation, and we said, okay, well, if it goes to what it has in the past, so we know it's theoretically possible. It made it there once upon a time, so it could theoretically happen again. We know that based on this constraint, a $2 ADA is theoretically possible. Even if Ethereum's valuation went up to 1850 or 1900 or something, because the valuation of ADA at that point with a constant Ether valuation would be at 250. We know that Ether could actually continue to go. Ether could drop, in fact, and we could still be looking at a $2 ADA at this level. Now, if ADA Ether went to this level and Ether went up, then of course we'd be even looking at a higher valuation of ADA. Let's look at the ADA Bitcoin valuation and let's see what's up there. So what would we need to go to? Right now we're at 2329 Satoshis. I would say, the next obvious target would be this. We could go back to the one we were at a few weeks ago, so maybe we should look at that one first. This one would take us up to a modest 3,200 Satoshis. So Bitcoin's valuation is currently at 58,000. So if we came back over here and said, okay, well, we're going to say that it's if we were able to go up to about 3,200 Satoshis, what would we be looking at? So we'll go 0.00003 2, so 3,200 Satoshis times the price of Bitcoin, which is around $58,000. So if the ADA valuation against Bitcoin went back to where it was just a few weeks ago, we could be flirting with a $2 ADA. And again, we know that Bitcoin's valuation may not stay constant. I mean, if Bitcoin were to go up another couple thousand, let's say it went back to the prior all-time high, just over $61,000, maybe around 61.5, we would also be potentially looking at a $2 ADA. Okay, so based on what has been possible for ADA, given its Ether valuation and given its Bitcoin valuation, we see that a $2 ADA is theoretically possible within the confines of the current Bitcoin and Ether valuations. Now, if it went up to this level for a constant Bitcoin, we would be looking at a 4,200 Satoshi ADA or so. So in that situation, if we had a 4,200 Satoshi ADA with, say, a price of Bitcoin at a modest 61.5K, we would also be looking at a $2.50 ADA. If for the current valuation, let's say $58,000, we'd be looking at a 243 ADA. And if Bitcoin were to dump down to $50,000 and ADA were able to go to that valuation, then we could still be looking at a $2 ADA. Okay, so the moral of the story here, in case it hasn't been entirely crystal clear, is a $2 ADA theoretically possible given the current market conditions? It is. It is theoretically possible. And the way we came to that conclusion was just looking at valuations of ADA against Bitcoin and Ethereum from the past, right? I mean, we're not saying anything crazy, outlandish. We're not saying that it's going to go, it's not like for it to go to a $2 ADA, it would imply it's going all the way up here, right? To get to a $2 ADA, it just needs to go up here in this area. So yes, a $2 ADA, given the current Bitcoin and Ether valuations, we know is theoretically possible. We know that it's theoretically possible because we've seen it happen before. And so we'll keep an eye on ADA. We'll see if it can make it to this pretty impressive number, $2 ADA. If it can go above $2, that would obviously be even more impressive. But it's climbing relatively quickly. It's already at $1.35. Flirting with that $1.36 level. So one area I think to keep an eye on in the not so distant future will be the prior top that we had around $1.50. So look for a decisive break above $1.50. If we get moving above that, things could get heated relatively quickly. And I mean, the next obvious target is a $2 ADA. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Give the video a thumbs up. Check out the altcoin season sale, which you can find a link to in the description below. Thank you guys for tuning in. Turn on your notifications. Subscribe to the video. I will see you next time. Bye.